little inside information here. They say for newer, budding YouTube creators like myself who are trying to grow a channel, two of the most important pillars of success are, one, being an authority on a topic, knowing everything there is to know about whatever it is you're talking about, and two, honesty, being genuine with the things that you're talking about and that you believe in. So I figure I'm going to try to balance that out a little bit by being honest and saying, I am no authority when it comes to microphones. I'm certainly not an expert in the area whatsoever, even though I've been around microphones for well over half my life, being a professional touring and studio musician, as well as owning my own recording studio and producing many records over the years. I just use mics as I needed them and love them and certainly studied them and stuff, but I never got like super technical or scientific about them. So I'm just gonna speak about them generally here. And so I'm gonna approach this video as just an excited dude who recently received his dream set of microphones, courtesy of Sweetwater and AKG. These are the C414 XLSs, and I've wanted these things for many, many, many years, just to have a matched pair of these, and now I do. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna unbox these. They're still in the shrink wrap here. We'll talk a little bit about them. We'll run some tests, see how they sound, things like that. But basically, little backstory. When I first started my studio, I just knew I needed to just start amassing some gear. I had a few mics, bunch of SM57s and things like that, but I wanted to get a little drum package for recording live drum microphones. Needed to get a good vocal mic. So the best mics I ever had, was I had 3 or 4 MD421s, which are great for toms, and my main vocal mic was a Audio-Technica 4047 MP, great microphone, but that was kind of the extent of it. The drum mic pack I bought was one of those ones. It's like a Samson, $400 kit that came with 3 tom mics, a snare mic, a couple overhead mics, which we're gonna check out in a moment here. Maybe a couple like pencil condensers, just for spot mics and stuff like that, but just a low quality set, but it got the job done. And you can make records with any tools you have. And I actually suggest starting out with less expensive mics so that you can learn about microphones and what it is you want out of them before you upgrade and really spend money on high-end microphones. But my landlord and great friend who also had a big spot at our studio, he had one of these, and it was his go-to mic for broadcasts, podcasts, even though it was before podcast times and stuff, but it was his main vocal mic. And he always said that I should get one, and then we'd have a set that we could use for drum overheads and stuff. And I never really did. And even then it wouldn't have been a match set, which isn't the most important thing, but this is considered a match set, which I guess by my definition means, they were pretty much made one after another on the assembly line. So they're gonna be as close to exactly similar as possible. But anyway, so that's many, many years I've been wanting one of these and never made it happen because they're definitely expensive. You're getting into just professional mics here when you get into this series of these AKG large diaphragm condensers here. Let's check these out. They call them the Reference Multi-Pattern Condenser Microphone Stereo Set for recording in professional studios and on stage. Some of the key highlights here. I'll just read this real quick. For decades, the C414 multi-pattern condenser microphone has been a staple in the world's leading broadcast facilities, recording studios, and live venues. Building on this legacy, the C414 XLS has become a coveted mic locker, essential in its own right. 9 selectable polar patterns enable you to choose the perfect setting for every application. Extremely low noise and high headroom add up to a dynamic range of approximately 134 dB, A-weighted. I'm not gonna pretend to know what that means, but AKG's sophisticated computer-aided process matches each pair with the industry's tightest tolerances for incredibly accurate studio recordings. I can confirm the one that I had from my buddy Chuck I was talking about, there's a magic to it, 1-edge terminated, integrated capsule suspension, 9 polar patterns, a lock mode, lets you disable all controls for live sound applications and permanent installations. That's cool. You get your vocal mic set up exactly the way you want it, or for whatever application you may be in, you could set it so just it's locked, so it can't be, you know, the roll-off can't be applied or certain pads, things like that. We'll get into more about that when we crack these open. Transformerless output, 3 switchable pre-attenuated levels for close-up recordings or high-output sources. That's nice. 3 switchable bass filters, P-cold LED, and leading-edge technology and state-of-the-art components. So definitely cool. 9 selectable polar pattern. Yeah. I don't know what all that means, but we're just gonna crack these bad boys open. Get a cable plugged in. Hear what it sounds like. We're gonna compare it to my Rode Go here that I use for pretty much all my videos. Now, these are nice because they're portable. I can move around and do whatever I need to do. I can get up, go walk around, and my voice is still gonna stay exactly the same, where, you know, with dynamic and condenser microphones like this are generally fixed in one spot on a stand. So that was like why I went to these after a while. I was just using like an SM58. It was actually a Sennheiser E835, I think, that I used for a long time. But I noticed if I like turn this way to like point at something and talk, then all of a sudden my voice would go super low in my, you know, recording. So that was a problem. So that's why I went with these. But these are like $200. I love them, but they're like $200 for the set, where this is something like, I forget, like $2,500 or something. So let's call it well over $1,000 just for one of them. But the difference in quality is going to be massive. But that's that trade-off: quality versus convenience and portability, stuff like that. So if you get one of these and one of these, whew, now we're talking. Alrighty here. I didn't want to rip that, but it's attached on there. I'm gonna be honest and say, like, I feel like I'm almost in over my head just having these. I never thought that I'd have a match set. Sick ass case. Let's break that open. Oh, okay. Oh, a large manual, heavier than it looks. Lots to read in there. Oh my goodness. But I saw some diagrams about mic and acoustics. Let me see that. Showing how to mic pianos and everything. So that's cool that they actually, big bass or cello there, violin, choir backing vocals, lead vocals. So it shows you how to do all that stuff. So that's pretty cool for, like I said, over the years, I've mic'd many sources, so I'm familiar with all this kind of stuff, but it doesn't hurt to hear what the manufacturers themselves recommend. So that's cool. An actual certificate of authenticity. That's why you know it's big game. Big game micing instead of big game hunting. You know, big game micing when you get a certificate of authenticity with your mics there. That's what the frequency curves look like there. Even got a signature there. My dude, all right. 2 nice little bags. There they are. Oh, brother. Let's look at you. Just feels so solid. It feels killer. I feel like Christmas morning. Like, dude, all those years growing up, you know, you're a kid, you get some new Boss pedal, or even like, you know, a grip of new strings, you get some Slinkies or something like that. It's just that feeling of getting gear. I still get that same feeling from when I was a kid, looking around at guitar stores, you know, way before Guitar Center, just your local music shop, and just seeing the guitars on the walls and cool stuff like this. Even the smell, man, it's got that electronic smell. So a bunch of different patterns there. 360. I forget exactly all the names like for that. I'm sure it's in the manual. Cardioid, I think, right? Wait. So yeah, omnidirectional, wide cardioid, hypercardioid, figure 8. So if you don't know, it's different things. Like, let's say there's some people where I'm singing into it like this in a figure 8. There could be people on the other side as well. The back could get it, or you could set it to this. So it's just the front, this kind of area. You can get it nice and narrow right on the person. So nice and selectable for exactly what type of source you're recording and how much of that source you'd like to get, how much of the background or the room you'd like to get, all those type of things. A dB, so a pad, if the mic's real hot, you can just click that down, get rid of 6 dB, 12 dB or 18 dB. That's nice. a bass roll off, 0, 40, 80, and 160 hertz there. Get rid of low end in the room, any rumble, things like that. Just to isolate the frequencies that you want a little bit more for things like vocals, cymbals, and stuff. My primary uses for these are going to be drum overheads and definitely for a main vocal tracking mic. So I'm sure there's a lot of other things as time goes on. There'll be plenty more videos coming where I'm doing new things with these, but right now I just kind of wanted to show them off. I'm probably going to throw one on the guitar cabinet, see what that sounds like in a future video. Today we're just going to put it up against the Rode and my original drum overhead mics that I was talking about, the Samson C414. I've made many records with this and thought they were fine. I was able to get by with them, but now it's going to be a completely different ball game with this. Just the sonics that'll capture, the realism, things like that. That's the difference between a really high level mic, a pro grade mic, and kind of more entry level mics like the Samson stuff. Not hating on Samson. They got me through a lot of records, like I said, but this takes me into the big leagues. Cymbals are gonna sound just crisp and clear and just authentic, more pure. Yep, so we got all that. That's that one. This is how we're gonna hook up to the mic stand. And I'm gonna tighten like that. Let's see how that works. I'm gonna put that in there. Yep, that clamps down on that. Okay. Also, got the mount for stereo, so you can put one there and one there. Put it right in front of your drums or any source like that to keep them the exact same distance apart, how you want them, rather than having them individual stands. So just a little added flexibility there. We have popper windscreens that can go over the top of that. I like that. Pretty cool. Two of everything, obviously. Mic stand clips, so if you don't want to use these shock mount clips here, you can go straight into this. Hey, what's up? I wonder if talking into it just like that, kind of like an SM7B, how you talk like that, if that has the same effect. We'll have to see. So yeah, I'm loving all this. I'm not even gonna open this one for the time being. Let's just hook this up and see what happens. So definitely nice accessory package they send you with here. And I'm very stoked on all of this thus far. All right. So what we're gonna do here for a little test, I'm gonna get this on a stand. Ooh. Got a little insert I gotta take out of there. Un momento. All right. So this is just a little adapter for different type of mic connections. So again, just more flexibility, but I don't have any adapter or connections like this. So I'm just gonna pull that guy out. Now we should be in business. Yep. All right. Now, we're also gonna take, remember I said, these are my first overhead mics here that I'd use for drum recordings, the Samson C414. I already put one on a stand here. So we're gonna compare the Rode mic to each of these. So the other thing is that typically when you're testing out a mic, especially for the first time or getting to know it, this case would be a perfect example. I'd plug it in, I'd set my levels, making sure that I had the proper gain, all that. But right now we're just gonna plug in with the same gain structure that I have set up for the Rode. I kind of want to just do this test exactly as is. So all the process is the same. All the channels are running through my UA Apollo. I believe, yes, I have a Neve 88RS as my unison preamp in there. Everything else is just flat. No other post-processing of any type or anything on the way in. These levels may be way too hot or not hot enough, might be overblown. I'm not really sure. And because I should have tested it beforehand, but I had to do the unboxing, right? I guess I could stop the video and do that now, but let's just give it a try. So again, this is the Rode. This is me checking the Rode Go. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving my head around. This is the Rode Go. This is how it sounds. All right. Let's do the Samson next. So this, again, check, check, check. Check, check, check. My levels look exactly the same, which is perfect as the Rode Go. Yep, everything's good there. So this is me checking the Samson C414 large diaphragm condenser. Check 1, 2, check 3, 4, test 1, 2. Yep. Check, check, check. Get up on it like that. Hey, how you doing? Get back like this. Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody, this is Rob Arnold with your morning drive on KWF7 FM. That didn't go well. So this is what the Samson sounds like. Now, the moment of truth. All right. So this is the C414, AKG C414, and it appears right now that we are in the omnidirectional, which maybe is default. So we'll just keep it at that. Here I'm up on it. Let's check the back. We're currently at no pad. Let me look at my levels here. Check, check, check. Appears to be good, just like before. Everything seems good. So visually, the levels on my faders all look good. And here I'm up on it. Here I am up on it. Here I'm a little further back, which I think is probably a good distance for this. The C414. Check, check. 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Check 1, 2. Hey, check, check 1, 2. Where'd that manual go? Okay. So this is omnidirectional. This is wide cardioid. Wide cardioid. See that? I'm just switching over. See the green on the second one there? Wide cardioid. Next, cardioid. So two things light up there. Unless I go over. So maybe they're both of them. I don't know. That's just considered cardioid. Here we go. Hypercardioid. This is hypercardioid. Hello, hyper. Hello. And figure 8. Now we're in the figure 8 pattern. 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 So that should be like that. I'm going to go back to the default, which was omnidirectional. Let's do, again, we can do a 0, 6, 12, or 18 dB pad. Let's just we'll go over to 12. 12 dB. My gain should have dropped significantly. Yes, it has. Actually, yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I'm too far away to tell, but it appears to be about 12 dB, I'd say. Yes. I'm going to go back to 0. That's no pad whatsoever. And yes, definite significance gain, a gain and gain. All right. We could do the bass roll off. Let's see if that makes any difference. So this is me talking just like this. Actually, I'm going to try to get nice and low here. Now I'm going to go to the maximum 160 hertz high pass filter. Can you notice a difference? Hey, in this radio voice, do you notice a difference? Hey, hey, hey. Back to no bass roll off whatsoever. Hey, hey, hey. So we can hear the difference again. Let's go back to the Samson C414. Back in business. Hey, and this Samson C414 has no controls, no low end cut, no pads whatsoever. So you just kind of get what you get, and you have to make those adjustments in post. So far less flexibility, but I'll be curious to how this sounds up against it. And then finally, here we are again with the Rode Go. This is what this sounds like. This is what the Samson C414 sounds like. This is what the AKG C414 sounds like. So yeah, Lots of information to read through. That's what I plan to do right there. Overhead miking. So, as I said, they also mentioned you could do kick drum. I'm sure you could just do anything with these. And I realize these aren't for everybody as the price point is quite high, but when you're looking to get professional with your stuff, when you want to take it to the next level and have things sound really great, this is going to be the way to go. I recommend these. I could say it even though I haven't gotten into them myself a ton here, but because I've played with them before in the past, where we would use chucks every once in a while for certain things, and it was always just a great microphone. AKG makes great stuff. So I'm gonna leave a Sweetwater link in the description if you'd like to check them out for yourself, perhaps make a purchase. Using my link helps me in the channel. Giving the video a thumbs up helps me in the channel, and subscribing helps me in the channel. So I appreciate everybody watching, and as I mentioned, I'm gonna have more videos coming. Eventually, I'm gonna get into some more drum recordings. We got an Elite recording coming up soon, and we'll be miking up the kit, and I'll be going through all of that. I'm gonna put this on a guitar cab, like I mentioned, and maybe something will spark in the old noggin here after I check the results of this as I'm editing this video and I hear how things actually sound. So, yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks again to Sweetwater and AKG. I am a very, very happy camper. More to come, guys. Appreciate everybody watching. I'm Rob Arnold, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.